YouTube, what's up? It's your boy Jermaine and
Troy,
and we are the Gatekeepers. We are coming to you with an original video today, Christmas Eve, because we think it needs to be said. We think it needs to be addressed. We think it needs to be spoken about. And what better way than two black dudes?
actually pretty dark in the video.
Nobody cares, Troy. Anyways, so
I care.
we would like to address an issue in not only the black community, but in the community of men.
Yes, sir.
Because we are young men and, you know, we are the strength and the backbone of society. We are growing up to be the caretakers of this world that we're going to be living in. And, you know, we have to lead and we have to march forward. But how can we do that when so many of us are weak? How can we do that when so many of us are
fractured?
How can we do it when we're not focused and we're not growing, whether it's spiritually, mentally, and
I mean, even emotionally too.
Emotionally.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just want to talk with you guys. We just want to throw out some ideas. We want to, you know, we want to just talk, and we want you guys to get in the comments and tell us what it is you agree with, what you disagree with, what you think needs to be added to the discourse, what needs to be added to this conversation in order for us to be better. Because hey, look, we're coming into a new decade after this year. It's about to be 2019, and me personally, I've just been seeing the same stuff over and over for the past 8 years. 8 years going on 9.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm sick and tired of it. So yeah, let's talk about it.
Let's do it.
So
yeah, I mean, I guess one of the things that a friend of mine actually asked me recently is, you know, what is the state of masculinity in our society? And I think obviously, Jermaine, you and I have talked a lot about, you know, masculinity and growing up as black men, or I guess growing up to be black men. And yeah, I think that a lot of issues have been hitting us within our community. I mean, I know something like we've been talking about even today, is men who are just, I guess I don't know if you can say, can you say weak? I don't know, not weak, I guess physically, but just men who are unsure of who they are and unsure of what role they play in society. And I think that's a really huge thing, because I think as a man it's important to know, you know, who you are and what your role is, to not only to a woman but also within yourself.
right.
You know, who you are and what you know what you're responsible, you know, for, and you know what your, I guess, position is in society. I feel like a lot of men these days are not sure of that, and I think the more we get into society where things are changing so quickly with just fast-paced social media and just different issues, and just different you know, just changes in culture and so many things happening, I think that you know men who have very little perspective on that gain even less perspective and really don't know how to approach women and how to approach, you know, other men and things like that. So I don't know, it's becoming almost like an epidemic, I feel like. I don't know if you know, like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like, you know, Jermaine and I talked about that today, and I think that's one of the things that we've been kind of thinking about, you know, especially even from a community perspective, you know.
Definitely.
Yeah.
How do you interact with people that you're so separated from? You know, how do you communicate effectively and, you know, build relationships when you're so fractured as a person?
Right.
You know,
I mean, even for if we talk about like, men or boys who grow up to be men who are coming from fractured homes, whether we're talking about single parent homes or whether we're talking about homes where the parents are alcoholic or things like that, it's really really hard to yeah it's really really hard to take a drink on the show, to gather a kind of a self-image. And I think a lot of people don't touch on that narrative very often, is self-image. Because what we see in society is you see men who are unsure of who they are because they haven't had fathers, so they are not sure as to what to become and who they're becoming as men. And then there are women in our society who have no idea what to look for in a man. And so that's just part of the problem. I mean, that's just where the problem starts, and so as young men ourselves, like we're figuring out, like, wait a minute, like how, who do I talk to? Like, I know, like, we have parents who guide us in the right direction every day, but then what about those who don't have that guidance? What about those who have questions but have no one to ask or no one to talk to about those questions? That's kind of who we're speaking to. So yeah, I mean, it's a really really rough thing, because things are changing like so quickly in our society, like quick, like I mean, things are slipping by so quickly now. And it's
one day somebody dies.
Yeah.
Within 2-3 days, that person's forgotten, and we're jumping onto the next thing. Whether it's Trump's wall, or whether it's the stock market's crashing, whether it's like a cat stuck in a tree and a penguin goes to save it. Stupid shit.
Just messed up stuff.
How, like, what we're focusing on and what reality is, and what actually matters isn't at the forefront, and it isn't something that people are actually paying attention to, because everyone's so, not everyone's so, but everyone is caught up in what's going on, that they're not actually seeing what is happening, and I find that as a man, you have to be able to discern reality from illusion.
Definitely.
And
yeah.
In order for you to do that, first you have to be truthful with yourself. And on top of that, you have to...
Gotta be honest, man. Gotta be honest. Gotta stay true, man.
You also have to know how the world actually is. And truthfully, the world doesn't care about you. Period.
Yeah.
So for you to say, okay, I'm gonna approach the world with a positive note, just know that you're gonna get shut down immediately. And it might kill your spirit, but you have to have hope for betterment. And you can't just, try to focus on just that. You also have to adapt, and you have to change with the times, because as Troy was saying, things keep changing so fast. So you have to be on a self-development journey as you're helping other people.
For sure.
And you have to adapt with what's going on in order to not only stay relevant, but be, I don't want to say accommodating, but like you're being relatable to not only your generation, but generations to come.
Yeah, facts.
Or even the generations prior.
Facts. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
So,
and I mean, even to add to what Jermaine said, I think the whole purpose of even like what we're going to be doing is just perspective. I think men have to have, they need perspective, and they need to be able to take, all the experiences that they've gone through before in life, in the past, and collaborate that into making better decisions for the future, because I mean, I think a lot of people just think about the now, what's happening now, who do I see now, what do I see now, like but it's really about like the future. And I think if guys have, if men, and even boys who are growing up to be men, if they were to gain a little more perspective into where they're going in life and into the things that really are helping to shape their life and their decisions and their future,
Their character.
and their character, yeah. I mean, who they are as people, because at the end of the day, like, you have to be able to to relate to people in the right way, and build relationships, and I think like we do it on social media so often. Like, we like photos, we follow people, we hashtag, we go on Twitter, we comment, but like, I mean, doing that on social media is a different thing from, yeah, I mean,
Actually living your life.
Exactly, and actually building like relationships in person with people.
Solid relationships.
Exactly, and I mean, yeah, I just think that men need perspective, and that's why Jermaine and I always have conversations about this, because we're young men, we're growing up, and we want to bounce our ideas off of obviously a rational audience who can give us that feedback, and who can really listen to our ideas and agree or disagree, obviously, right? But I mean, who can really benefit from those ideas too. So yeah, I mean, just I think men need like a fresh perspective, like we need to, and honestly we need to step up too, like we need to step up in the way we see ourselves, and
we need to reclaim our manhood back in.
Right.
Because hey, you hear it all on YouTube, and you see it MGTOW, right? Something that I personally agree with, because men need to find themselves. Men need to go their own way. Men need to explore the possibilities that are out there for them personally, before you add the feminine into your life.
Yeah.
Before you add that, before you add that piece into the puzzle.
Yeah.
And
yeah, they also need to discover their purpose too.
Right.
And what
purpose is a big thing.
Yeah.
AMS even talks about it, right? Yeah. Go look at some of his stuff, Alpha Male Strategies. Something that I watch, and I've gained perspective. Kevin Samuels, another one. Like these guys, like Minister Jap, Black Male Advice TV. Obviously, yes, it is all black men, but it does give you a perspective as to who is looking at certain things and what they're looking at. And not only would we like to join black male media and influence you guys, and not just influence, but like give you guys a new perspective, because who else do you know that is young just like us, giving you ideas and talking like the way we are? No one, right? So we're trying to penetrate the fluff that's going on, and everyone's saying this and everyone's saying that, and we're trying to just come at you with truth, come at you with our ideas that we've bounced off of each other, and we're just here to present it to you.
Yeah.
And that's why I say that we're the gatekeepers,
Yeah.
because we are guarding the treasures. We are giving you the ideas. If you pass the test, then you can enter into the kingdom. So it's a journey. This is obviously our first video, but I think we're onto something, and I think that you'll benefit by continuing to watch us, by continuing to subscribe, continuing to like our videos,
like our videos,
because
because
It's important.
it's important. What he said.
And, you know, show love, right? Because we're all in this together. We're all trying to grow. We're all trying to be better people. And how can you be better? Is you share with people. We're trying to share, so we ask that you share in return.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, we honestly need your feedback. And look, guys, honestly, like we're just trying to bring reality to you. This is reality. This is what's happening. You know what I mean? Like this is not like, this is just facts. You know what I mean? And people honestly just gotta, you know, stop looking at things like an illusion and just look at what's real and, you know, and what's not. You know, and honestly, the what's real will always last and will always defeat what's not real. You know what I mean? So life is not an illusion. And yeah, like, you know, like Jermaine said, you know, like and subscribe, and really we just hope that, you know, you guys gather some perspective from our story and our narrative. And yeah, like, yo, we got to step our game up, and that's straight up.
All right, guys, you already know the drill. Wait on it. We're coming back.
Peace.
Peace.